To start this video, I want to bring you back in time. I want to bring you back to the 2022 playoffs when the LA Rams were making a deep run in the playoffs. And we saw our draft pick go from mid 20s to late 20s, all the way back to 32 from the Rams. And here's what we said. After the Rams won the Super Bowl, we were leading up to the Rams winning the Super Bowl. And me and Chris were just like, do we want them to win? I don't know. We love Stafford. We're happy for Stafford, but that's our draft pick, and there's no shame in wanting a good pick for your guys. Then they win the Super Bowl, and the first thing me and Chris, well, especially me, I can't speak for Chris exactly, that we said was, hey, are you glad the Rams won the Super Bowl? Good. I hope they're terrible next year. It's happening. It's actually coming true. They won their Super Bowl, so I don't have to feel bad for them. I hate to see Matthew Stafford get concussions, but to see the team semi-imploding a little bit, I'm okay with that because what's happening right now, as you can see by this, is it is allowing us to have, even though we are winning and we have our winning ways, because this is what the Lions are famous for, is winning too much, so we can't get a good player at the top of the draft, except lately. We're winning, so we've dropped all the way down to pick 13 right now. We're pick 13. But the Rams keep losing, and we would own the number 3 pick right now. Now, I see the Bears continuing to play decent football. We need the Broncos to start winning and the Steelers, but a lot of teams won this weekend to get themselves up to the 4-8 hump. Or 4-7 hump. The Jags, the Raiders won this week. The Panthers won this week. So a lot of teams did what they had to do to move ahead of the Rams to give us an even better pick. So the question is, what does this mean for the Lions? What it means is more riches. And you could be looking at a team realistically with a top 5 pick and then another top 15 pick with ammo to move up to go where you want to go. And there are a lot of different talks on this channel and in just Lions Circle in general of what does this team need. So here's what we've seen on the field. We've seen a defense that has been very, very bad. We've seen an offense that has been good, but struggles at times, especially second half struggles with the offense. They can get stuck and can get stagnant. And I'm going to talk about why that might be and what that means in a moment. And then so you have to ask yourself the question. We've had people on this channel be like, it needs to be all defense, first round, second round, third round, keep the offense as is, keep everybody in house, and then build the defense, then go out if Goff's not the one and go find a quarterback later. Okay, then there's the other side of it, the side where admittedly I'm more on, which is if you have a top pick and that quarterback that you think could be a franchise quarterback, maybe you think there's 2 in this draft, maybe you think there's 3, maybe you think there's 1. But if that guy's available and you have the pick to take a franchise quarterback, you take him. So and the reason for that is it makes your offense more dynamic. You still have a mid first round pick to go defense. You still have your second, you have your third. And I mean, like we actually have an extra second round pick this year because of the TJ Hawkinson trade and an extra third round pick next year. So we have a lot of ammo to move and do what we have to do. The thought process is that we could trade all those for a quarterback. Well, the Rams keep losing, so we might be able to do all of the above. So here's what I'm telling you, and I'm going to give you all permission to do. And you can disagree with me all you want, but at least listen to my logic afterward. Feel free to root for the Rams to lose. It's okay. Often I talk to people and they're not sure what they're supposed to do. Should I take this job? Should I spend this time doing this? And they always weigh the factor of how people are going to think of them without first thinking of what's best for your family. It's like, what's best for your family? Go with what's best for your family. And I'm not saying that means screw everybody else. Not even close. If you know me, that's not what it is. What I'm saying is sometimes you need to look out for the people that you hold most dear or the people that you've been entrusted to take care of. And we got the Lions, baby. So we need to look out for the Lions. This is football. This isn't even life. This is just sports. And so it's okay. The Rams won the Super Bowl. It's okay to cheer for them to lose. It's okay to cheer for certain teams to win and lose just so we have a better draft pick with that Rams pick. It's okay. There's no shame in that. Okay. Especially because it's not rooting for our team to lose. I think so many of us feel this guilt of like, do I want the Lions to win? Do I want them to lose? I don't know. It's the Rams. There's no allegiance there. Root for them to lose so we get a better pick. The question then becomes, what do we do with that pick afterwards? So I just wanted to do our first look at a big board, and this is from Pro Football Focus. Love Pro Football Focus, right? And number one right now they have Bryce Young. And I think the big question is because the Texans seem locked in to that number one pick. They seem absolutely locked in. So are they feeling that Bryce Young, Will Levis, or CJ Stroud is their quarterback of the future? Because you can almost guarantee they take one of them. You can almost guarantee they take one of them. And I'm just going to play this little mock draft action as is right now. Number two pick would be the Bears, and the Bears will very easily draft Will Anderson out of Alabama, which I hate because he will terrorize our quarterback for the next decade in Chicago. It's like, oh, Khalil Mack, see ya. Oh, Will Anderson, here you are. All right, so it's kind of frustrating. They always seem to have that one dominant defensive player, and then it leaves us on the clock. Based on what it is now, would you go Jalen Carter to shore up the middle of that defense, which seems to have been a revolving door and kind of a struggle? You have McNeil, but this could give you a little bit of a different type of player on the inside of that line, a guy who can move around a little bit, a guy that can hold up two bodies, which gives your edge rushers more freedom. I wouldn't hate that pick, Jalen Carter. Or if you're left with, let's say, Will Levis or CJ Stroud, do you think one of those guys can be your quarterback of the future? Are you telling me, Detroit Lions fans, are you telling me right now, if we had the third pick and there were two potential franchise quarterbacks on that list that you could get, you wouldn't want to take it, especially when they're mobile quarterbacks like these guys? Now, I'll do other breakdowns, and I'm sure we'll have plenty of this in a couple of months where we're going to talk about each quarterback and how they fit. And we're going to talk about defensive linemen and how they fit, especially as we get a better and clearer picture of where we're going to be picking and where we're going to be drafting. It's going to be fun. Two picks, two early picks. This is going to be even more fun than last year when we had an early pick and a late first round pick. This is just going to be a blast because we're going to have two firsts. We're going to have 2 seconds. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. But I'll talk to you about which quarterbacks I like more than the others. So will Chris. But are you telling me, Lions fans, that when you have a D tackle slash edge setting end or run stopping end, you would take him over a potential franchise altering quarterback? Is that really where we're at right now because we feel like we need to work on the defense? Take a quarterback at 3, go defense at 13, go defense for both picks in the second round. Get 3 starters on that defense, at least 2 of the 3, right? If you hit on 2 of them with a first round pick and a second round pick, one of the 2, like you're going to get 2 more starters, 3 possibly on the defensive end. Heck, go there for third round for all I care. Go there for fourth round. But are you telling me right now that if there's a potential future superstar at the quarterback position, the most important position in the NFL, that you're going to say, no, just take a defensive guy. We need to work on our defense? Because you need to understand the difference between what's going to be available at 13 in the quarterback position compared to what is available on the defensive side of the ball. Like, we need to actually take a look at that because there's a chance that Murphy from Clemson drops down to 13. Nolan Smith from Georgia, good athletic player who can fly around the edge. He can absolutely do that. Tyree Wilson could be available. Cam Smith, South Carolina. All these guys, are you not telling me you'd not be happy to have those? Hey, maybe you want to replace Hawkinson and go tight end. I don't know. Ringo out of Georgia is available. But then if you don't take one of those 3 quarterbacks, the first quarterback that pops up at 17 is Tanner McKee. What is that? Like, what is that? Can we all just answer not good enough? Like, that's not what you want in your quarterback of the future. You may as well say to the Panthers, you're not going to play Sam Darnold. I know they played him last week, but he's not the quarterback of the future. We'll take Sam Darnold. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't understand where this logic has to come from. You need to look down the board. You need to look down the board and say, okay, so if we take this with our first pick, what do we get with our next pick? Drafts are deep in different positions, and there are plenty of corners and edge rushers that are available in the teens in this draft. There are not quarterbacks. There are not. These three quarterbacks are going to go in the top 5 or top 10. They're going to be gone, and then you're not going to have them. So start looking at these guys, start kind of changing your mind, because I'm not saying Goff's not good, but I am saying the NFL is changing, and they are understanding that an improvising mobile quarterback is absolutely a good thing to have. Whereas before, it was just all accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, these guys have retired. Phillip Rivers, or about to retire, right? Like Rodgers, Brady, they're almost done. All the new great quarterbacks you see have mobility. Okay. The two exceptions to that would be maybe Joe Burrow, but he can move a little bit, right? Maybe Justin Herbert, but you tell me he can't move. Every quarterback has the ability to move. And that's why Jared Goff is going to keep us stuck. I'm not saying he's not good. He's elite when he has time. But when you combine panic under pressure with lack of mobility, you have a problem, and that's why your offense stalls. So you need to look and wonder, can we have our quarterback of the future in this draft? And when is the next time we'll be there? Because Campbell and this staff and the talent that Holmes is bringing in is already proving you're not going to get a really early pick again unless you take it now. Take the quarterback, see what we got. All right, that's all I have to say. I talked a long time. I'll see you on the next one. Hit that subscribe button below. Do it. See ya.